Disappointments in your relationship 5 alarming reasons. Hi, friends. Welcome to Marriage Realities, a comprehensive relationship channel. Today's video is all about the alarming reasons behind the disappointments you face in your relationship. It is a fact that most couples are disappointed with their marriage. Many couples feel that what they expected from the relationship does not happen to them. Each one of the dreams are shattered and battered after the marriage. Many couples also feel that the spouse changes so much after marriage that it feels as though they are living with a stranger. You too face many disappointments in your relationship with your spouse. You too feel that your spouse changes too much after marriage, making him or her seem a stranger to you. You're disappointed when many of your rosy dreams about your spouse never happen in reality. What could be the reasons behind the disappointments you face in your married life? Are your disappointments about your spouse and your married life justified? We will see. This video will be highlighting the surprising reasons behind the disappointments you face in your relationship. The number one reason behind disappointment in your relationship is not understanding the expectations of your spouse. Most of your disappointments in your relationship happens when a husband does not know what his wife expects from him. And when a wife does not understand what a husband expects from her, he is disappointed. As a woman, your wife likes you to cater to her emotional needs. Yes, your wife is an emotional being. Your wife wants you to display your love for her openly and frankly. She wants you to spend time with her, talking, sharing your emotions, making her feel important, sort of a togetherness. But this expectation of your wife never happens. It is because to you, even being at home feels like spending time with your wife. Going to buy groceries, going in the same car to the office are all spending time with your wife for you. You do not think that you should make your wife feel included in your life by spending quality time with her. You do not understand that your wife feels utterly disappointed when you do not display your love for her openly and demonstratively. You're not demonstrative about your love because you feel your wife should understand your love without you openly demonstrating it. Your staid behavior of being non-committal about your love makes your wife feel unloved and disappointed in a relationship with you. Your wife also disappoints you in many ways. You're utterly disappointed with your wife when she barges into your personal space. Your disappointment grows when your wife demands that you spend all your free time with her. Your wife fights and argues with you when you spend your time in your laptop, mobile phones, or video games. When your wife does not understand that as a man you like to spend your time doing your own thing, you are utterly disappointed with her. You want your personal space to be undisturbed by your wife. This clash of characteristics between you leads to disappointments when it is not met. The number two reason for disappointment in your relationship is when reality is starkly different from expectations. When in love, you have wild imaginations of a rosy married life full of laughter, full of love, and full of fun. But you're taken aback when in reality your married life is full of issues, full of arguments, and full of responsibilities. When your married life is in exact contrast to what you expected, you feel utterly disappointed with your marriage. Your spouse looks a different person from what you had seen and loved during your dating days. Your reactions to your spouse also astound you. You were so understanding towards your spouse during your love days. You find it near impossible to be patient towards your spouse after your marriage. This changed scenario of your married life is something you never expected to happen. The non-existence of your love days is a predominant disappointment you face in your married life. The number three reason for your disappointment in your relationship is when you're taken for granted by your spouse. You had imagined that your spouse would treasure and cherish you after your marriage. Your spouse was that loving and caring towards you during your dating days. But you're taken aback when your spouse overlooks you in many ways after your marriage. There is no word of appreciation from your spouse for your dedicated commitment towards your family. Your caring attitude is often thought by your spouse as though you're only doing your duty. Everything you do for your spouse is accepted by him or her without a thankfulness or gratitude. Many a time you feel that your spouse is making use of you to make his or her life comfortable at your cost. The number four reason for your disappointment in your relationship is when your spouse becomes secretive towards you. Your spouse discussed just about everything with you during your love days. Your spouse confided about the important decisions he or she had taken. You had constant calls from your spouse informing you about his or her whereabouts. But everything changes after your marriage. You scarcely know what your spouse is up to. Your spouse does not inform you if he or she would be late from work. Your spouse well knows that you would be anxious and nervous about his or her whereabouts. But your spouse does not think that it is his or her duty to inform you. You do not know about the income of your spouse as he or she hides it from you. When your spouse becomes secretive and mysterious about his or her life, you become cynical about the love you had for each other. You often wonder why after your marriage your spouse should become secretive towards you. The number 5 reason for your disappointment in your relationship is when you have to curb your personal wishes and desires. You never thought that your marriage would put a full stop to your personal wishes. You had so many dreams that your life would have more quality of comfort and luxury after your marriage. You thought that your spouse would be indulgent when you pampered yourself. But no, your spouse frowns upon your spending. Your spouse questions you when you buy things you like. You're taken aback when you have to account for every penny you spend. The days you spent at will becomes a distant dream to you. You bury most of your wishes and desires inside the piles of responsibilities thrust on you after your marriage. When your expectations are crushed by the reality you face in your married life, you feel disappointed and disillusioned. But you must overcome your disappointment if you must enjoy your married life. If you let your disappointments dig deep into your mind, you will feel that your marriage is not what you imagined it to be. Did this video make you understand the stunning reasons why you're disappointed with your relationship? Marriage Realities will have many such relationship eye-openers. Subscribe to my channel to understand your marriage in a new light. Press the bell icon for updates about my latest relationship videos. Make love forever until death do us part your relationship goal.